I felt something as soon as I turned onto the street down here. I already felt it. So I don't know if there's something outside, kind of pushed outside, or if it's coming from the house.
When they used to interact with me, I used to feel very heaviness over here in my crown, because I think I told you that they were talking through 4 different centers with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so one was talking here, who was, according to them, who was my spirit guide. Right over the crown was the Lord. They did not introduce me as Jesus, but just as a Lord. Yeah. Then there was my ex-friend, who expired. He was here. And on this side was the universe, which is in between Lord and my spirit guide, some kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So did they give you some names?
Yeah, their own names? No.
Yeah, just Lord, Spirit.
Lord, yeah. They said you can give us your own pet names. So.
Some are out there their sole purpose is to harass people.
Yeah, she slept for 6 hours without moving her body, and she was continuously talking.
And I know that was the deep hypnosis kind of
So
thing.
you were talking the entire time.
Yeah, at that time, man, she did not move her body. It's like she's dead now. It's like that. Yeah, she did not move her body. She was continuously talking.
Because I was in the trance state, I was in deep hypnosis, if I can relate that. So I was aware of this world, I was aware of my girls are coming to talk with me and things. But then they were showing some slides and some pictures in my brain, and I think they were taking all the data of my this life, previous life and things like that. And they talked a lot about my previous life and thing also, that, I'm completely shut off with that, and I don't even think what happened in those days. Like,
3 days or 3-4 days.
Yesterday evening when we were just sitting as a family and talking until midnight yesterday, and in the evening I was requesting them to go, as I said, just imagine I'm your real sister, would you do that to me, and something like that. And then they said, I know you guys are very sweet soul, you have very strong family values, your parents give money for you. And then, even they realized that with this kind of situation, they cannot isolate me from the family and things.
No.
Yeah.
Like I say, they took a situation where you were feeling bad about, a deceased friend, and they just kind of took advantage of you for a while, and that's not acceptable.
And the thing is, when he communicated with me, he communicated it as a whisper, from the external voice rather than from inside. And after that, he told me that you can talk with me in the inside voice, and it will take some time. So I started communicating, like, wow, it is like something different, I learned something like that. And then in between these people came, and then I learned the destiny of souls and everything like that, so I knew the spirit guide and all those moieties, and I was always interested, like, people
she's
were
always
talking.
watching the life after death.
Okay.
All the videos, everything, about spirit, everything. So I thought, since she was watching everything same, every day, maybe something more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right.
And after that, friend came to me to give a message. He gave me the message that one of my girlfriend is my soulmate, and we have something planned to learn. So I need to get in touch with her if I want to. That is my soul wish. So she is not in touch with me right now. So he just said that you need to go and get in touch with her. So that was just his message. And after that, I started communicating with him, and then, I don't know, and because I started communicating, I also started learning more about that stuff. And one funny thing I really want to mention you, that I was reading that people were talking with their spirit guides, and they said it's very simple, and I was reading like how to talk with spirit guide. If I want to know my spirit guide's name, his or her, how can I ask? And then I was reading the articles, just simply ask them, what is your name? My spirit guide, what is your name? And I tried that when I was quiet, and the first name came to my mind. I was thinking either an American name or some Indian name, but the thing came to my mind was Sinchan, which is somehow like Chinese name, something like that. And I said Sinchan. He said it sounds like Shivam in your language. So I said Sinchan doesn't really sound like Shivam, which those are 2 different names. And I said I don't like to pronounce the name wrong. okay. He said, whatever it is, you can call me Sinchan if you don't understand what I'm saying. I said, okay, thank you Sinchan, my spirit guide, and just stopped communicating there. And after exactly about 4 days, I got a leaflet on which the name was there, Shen Yan. And then, which sounds like Shivam right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then that leaflet, and when I saw that leaflet, immediately it clicked that just 4 days before I said I don't like to pronounce your name wrong, and then this leaflet came. And after that, I again went into the quiet room and I asked, is that the leaflet sent by you? Is your name Shen Yan? And he said yes. So, I mean, how can that be a coincidence, like just 4 days before? But then how come that name exactly came into the picture, right? I did not even know that name or that
Well,
name.
that's exactly
Yeah.
They're just.
Yeah, might be, might be. I mean, I know what you meant to say. That might not even be my spirit guide, but these people.
Yeah.
That happened in January though. I thought they are interacting with me since April, but they might have been interacting so long.
Yeah.
And I kind of watch the eyes when they're talking in case there is perhaps some kind of an attachment. Sometimes people won't blink when there's an attachment. And,
Yeah, even
you,
he noticed that my eyes were popped out, like literally I'm not living being or something like that.
Yeah, few days back, yeah.
Yeah, but that happened to me. I mean, I was completely different person for
Right.
2
1 week
episodes.
back, yeah.
Yeah,
He was not in this world.
right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Different world, yeah.
So a temporary attachment, hopefully. You know, the thing I think is that you kind of caught it and you're smart enough to know that something ain't feeling right, and then you start doing something about it. And the key is you know, the faith in somebody higher, whatever definition it is, you have faith in something, you know, and you're carrying this faith, and that faith you have is
And
much
even-
than
even-
anything here.
Yeah, and one more update after that. I talked with Mark and he said me to take Jesus' name and ask Jesus that they ask them to leave. So I did that for a little bit. I started running the Bible over the YouTube has Bible chapters, so I
Yep.
started doing that. And then I started saying Jesus, Jesus, and those people started saying, oh, stop saying Jesus' name, we are afraid of them. And then I continued that I got some gratification that no, they are afraid of this thing. When I started saying Jesus' name in my mind, they got afraid and they asked me, do you even believe Jesus? You're not even Christian, so why are you saying? I said, doesn't matter, I believe in every God, like I'm a spiritual being first of all to start with. So it doesn't matter, I said. If I want to believe in Jesus, I'm gonna believe in Jesus. Maybe I'm thinking like I'm half Christian and half Hindu from now on. That's what I said, and then they got really scared of what I'm saying.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So how did any spirit chose the body? Like, you know, I want to go to his body or her body. So
Partly, maybe you're interested in the afterlife, and then the communication with the friend, and then it just opened it up. It could be anything.
Otherwise, they were thinking like I'm already talking with some afterlife, which was my friend in some way.
Right, and that's an opening.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
opening. It's easy to catch her than to catch somebody else who doesn't even know what's going on.
Right.
because so far I just, you know, heard like this can't happen, but when I saw her, you know, happening this, and I was shocked actually. I
And it is for
But they never gave you a strong message, per se, like,
No message.
we are here because,
No.
you know, so it just seems like, I mean, there's a possibility that you're searching for your guide.
Yeah, and they just represented me and just made
Yeah.
fun of me, and they thought. And I used to even think like I can talk even with the higher moieties, like higher than my spirit guide. So they just came with that theme, like we are universe, we are God, like final God, like infinity or oneness or whatever.
One question we had was, how did she know that it was her deceased friend that she initially was talking to, and perhaps not an entity or another spirit just trying to fool her?
I am 99.9% sure that it was him. Because the external voice which was whispered sounded exactly like his original voice that he was. So I asked him like, how was your crossing over and those things. So he even told me that I got a big lecture from the higher parties about some things which he could not tell me right now. So I mean, he went there that I know. So
That's the problem.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Should have done this and didn't do that. Should have,
So he said me that particular thing that I got a big lecture from higher moities, but then that's okay. Once particularly I asked him, can you please wake me up at 5 o'clock? Because once you will say get up, I will get up. And then he replied to me, but how? I don't have any sense of time. And I was like, what? And then I searched that, like, these people who cross over, don't they have time? And then I got to know that they don't, because the time is on our heartbeats. They don't have any heartbeat. So, like, I know that I was communicating with him. And then they said, yeah, I agree, you are a very sweet soul, we must leave you now, we are leaving you now, and things like that. And thought-wise, I was getting back to normal. Sometimes I was thinking like they are talking, sometimes I was thinking like, no, it's my imagination that they are talking, but it's me, something like that. Touch-wise, I little bit felt the touches even in the night, like around until midnight. Since morning, I barely felt any touches, but I did scantily here and there. And then sometimes I felt talking with me. So I asked them that you promised me that you are leaving, and I promised you that I am wishing you nothing but happiness, and I'm telling you to return to eternity rather than hanging out here and there in the space. So then they said, we are returning, but since you are replying to our questions and answers, it is very hard to get detached from you. So just get back to your normal life, just stop thinking about what happened, and then you will be completely normal. And then I'm feeling like when I don't think like that happened in my mind somewhere, then I'm normal. But if I'm trying to contact with them, then again they are answering. It is like that at this moment. So I think I'm getting back to normal right now. But then we still have to detect and all, everything, right? I mean, just to make 100% sure that they are not there. And also to create some barrier that this will not happen again.
In the end, we were happy about the fact that we were able to come to the residence and find that they had taken the steps, whether by research, by talking to clergy, and everything they could do. They had taken the wisest approach they could and tried to solve their issues. I can't say we were dealing with demon type behavior. I think it was some ghost. It was some people who were deceased and living in the gray realm, going around as a little gang of 2-3 people and looking for people to mess with. That's what I think it was. I think if it would have been demonic, I think the behaviors, the different things might have been a little bit better. I don't think it would have just said, okay, you got a good family life and you believe in Jesus, so we're going to leave you alone. I don't think a demon acts that way, but I think ghosts that are on earth, that are around harassing people, that have evil intent, yeah, I think by all means, these people were just harassing her. They found an opening when her friend died. She was in mourning. They took advantage of her. And like I said earlier, not acceptable behavior from the living or the dead. So she took the proper steps. Things started working for her. We came in, had a great conversation, great people, and in the end we did clear the entire house. all the items in the house. We went outside, and we did have one crazy experience. You know, we got there, and we just started talking, and they had one of those garbage cans. They were like, you wave your hand in front of it, and the can opens, and you throw your garbage in quick, right? Well, they had one of those, and prior to us arriving there, they had kind of done some things to try to help clear the spirits. They had used some salts and different things, and then they cleaned up everything that the salts and different things they had, and they had put it into the trash can. And that trash can, though it had done it in the past, maybe the top of the can opens every once in a while, but after they put the salt in the can and the other residual from their little ceremony or whatever they had, the can top kind of went open a time or two. But then after we arrived on scene, you know, we were standing around like a breakfast nook a ways away, but as soon as we were on the scene, that can top was popping open like crazy. And I'm like, what is going on with this thing? I said, this is a flag here. I mean, that garbage can top shouldn't be flipping up and down like 10, 15 times in a row. And they said, yeah, it hadn't acted like that. I mean, it had opened a time or two, but it hadn't acted all crazy like that. So then they told me about the residual stuff they had put into the garbage can. I said, let's get that outside. Let's take that bag out, get that out of here. And so took the garbage bag, took it outside, and put a new bag in, and boom. No, not a single time the rest of the night did that garbage can pop top. If you're laying there on a bed for 6 hours talking to the ceiling, and nobody can even wake you out of that state, I mean, to me, that's a possession. I had a tendency to use the word attachment, but I did that just to make it seem less frightening for the family. Was it demonic? I can't answer that. You know, my initial thoughts, like I said, were, I think it was some ghost harassing her. And I'm just glad, and I hope and pray for her that she continues to be free of these spirits and ghosts and whatever happens to be ailing her, and that she can focus on her family and her life and everything else that should be important from here on forward.